I think social media is, I mean, I've taken to it with a gusto and I enjoy it a lot, and it seems to enjoy me, which is probably more to the point. But I think in social media you have to say something meaningful. You have to, if you're a brand, you have to stand for something, and therefore you have to keep. So I keep it usually to economics, always. But this type of economics, because I think that people are now thinking about the world in a different way, and it's not so much like I like that. It's more like I am like that. This is my tribe. So, for example, the 150,000 people who follow me on Twitter, their view is I'm like him. He thinks the same way as I do. So it's not like, oh, I like what David says. That's interesting. It's not like, no. He says something, and that is definitional for me. That I am part of his gang. Yeah. That's the way it works.
So the phrase aspiration itself, you relate to it.
Of course.
It's kind of,
I have it. You have it. We all have it. It's human nature. I was very flattered to be regarded as the most influential economist in Britain and Ireland, but that comes from social media. And it doesn't come from access to the top or access to the golden circle or being a government-appointed spokesperson. It comes from the people saying, you know what, we trust that guy. And that's what brands have to do, whether it's Glanbia, whether it's Aircom, whether it's River Rock, whether it's whatever. They have to trust as the centre of it. And trust means that people say, he's been around, I like what he says, he's not always right, but I trust his motives. And that's crucial. I mean, the whole thing, Airbnb now is used by much wealthier people than book into hotels. Because I'm working with Airbnb on a big thing about Ireland. The data is amazing. And we are amazed. Hotels are too expensive.
Yeah.
And they're too bland. The experience is awful. The biggest investment for British tourism was in China last year, in terms of marketing to China. I think it's absolutely the case that people travel when they get rich, and they travel extensively, and we're kind of exotic for them.
Yeah.
So there is that, but I suspect that in the overall scheme of European capitals, despite our own best interests, Dublin wouldn't, if you were Chinese, rank up there with Paris or London or Rome if you're going to have your 2 weeks
But
here.
how about in terms of food tourism?
Food tourism, yeah. Food tourism, yeah. But I mean, again, we have a long way to go in food tourism. Societies get rich. Something very strange happens. The first thing that happens is they don't change their car or their shades or their iPhone. They actually change their diet. And what you're seeing in China in particular is a massive shift from an Asian diet to a European diet. And that involves a massive shift to both meat and particularly to dairy.